Boom. Hello guys, so the purpose of today's video is that I really wanted to share with you something interesting that I discovered in this book called Psycho-Cybernetics. Some of you might have heard of it before. It's written by Maxwell Maltz and it is an incredible book that talks about the power of your subconscious mind. So I recently finished this book and it goes so well hand in hand with everything that I've learned in Marissa Peer and in RTT. So the topic that he talks about in here is about uncertainty. And when I talk about uncertainty, it's really the inability to make a decision or do anything, right? And I know a lot of us are in that position where we are completely paralyzed in fear and unable to take action. I've been there, and the reason I've been there really has to do with my perfectionism. I believe that if I need to do something perfect, and if I don't have all the answers and I can't do it well, I would rather not do it at all. And rather than failing. So you can see how that kind of gets in the way of a lot of things. So this year I worked extremely hard getting rid of that perfectionism and understanding where it came from. And then boom, in this book, he talks about it as if he wrote this paragraph just for me and described me so spot on. So I want to share that phrase with you guys right here today. So this, once again, is from the Psycho-Cybernetics book. So this is how he speaks about uncertainty. So uncertainty is a way of avoiding mistakes and responsibility. It is based on the premise that if no decision is made, nothing can go wrong. Being wrong holds untold horrors to the person who tries to conceive of himself as perfect. He is never wrong and always perfect in all things. If he were ever wrong, his picture of a perfect, all-powerful self would crumble. Therefore, decision-making becomes a life or death matter. Literally, it was as if he wrote this for me, because I have been in that exact position where I cannot make the right choice. And it can be anything as simple as deciding what to eat for dinner or what to do with my business. I'm always just stuck in my own head and unable to make a decision for myself. There's so much uncertainty. And I discovered the reason I had that and the reason why I was procrastinating and unable to take action was because that I would tie my perfectionism to that. And then one layer deeper behind that perfectionism stood the real problem, which was my fear of failure. I needed everything to be perfect because if I wasn't perfect and if I wasn't doing it right, that means I might fail. And me failing would be the worst thing that could happen because it meant that I wasn't good enough. So the reason why I was unable and uncertain all the time was because unless I knew with 100% guarantee that I was gonna win or do something well, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even take action because if I didn't do it, then I couldn't have failed. And I know so many of you can relate to me, and because you've probably done the same thing where you're like, oh my God, I'd rather not do it than to face the idea of failure, right? And that's why so many of us just sit there not doing anything, not chasing the dreams that we want to chase because of that feeling. We don't want to fail. We don't even know if we're going to fail, but we plan for our failure so we don't do it. And that is the most self-sabotaging thing that we can do for ourselves, where we choose inaction over action. Because to tell you the truth, taking action is way better than not doing anything at all, even if it was for you to make a mistake. People, we were designed to make mistakes. Literally, our bodies as human beings, we were engineered to make mistakes. Because once we make a mistake, we're able to learn from it and to adapt from it. And then as we adapt, we are getting closer and closer towards our goal. Imagine if we didn't know what a mistake was. We would kind of go in every single direction and we would never end up achieving our goal. So we were actually designed to make mistakes. So I wouldn't look at mistakes or failures as anything bad. If anything, they're the right indicators. They're the guiding signs to help you achieve your goal. So what I'm really trying to say here is try to understand where your uncertainty comes from and where your fears come from, because often it is based on something that isn't real. And it's based on a false belief or a false reality of what we think it is. So I would look at a fear of failure as a whole new different thing. I want to change your narrative and the way you look at a fear of failure. So I would say a fear as an opportunity. If you're scared of something, it's because it's new and you don't know what to expect. And failure is a cue to help you learn and to grow. So if you change your language from a fear of failure to an opportunity to experience, boom, look, already it is positive, and it's not something negative that's going to bring you down. It's something to look forward to. If there's something in your life that's new and different that you don't know if you're going to do well in, that is an opportunity for you to grow and change and experience. And that is all we ever need as people. Because once you decide to do something and take action, you are immediately one step closer to your goal, and better than like 99% of people who are just sitting there waiting for something great to fall into their laps. Because honestly, that doesn't happen. Everybody out there that is successful, they're successful because they took action. They didn't become successful overnight. It was after years and years of hard work, of course correcting, of A/B testing, of trial and error, of crying, of tears, of everything before they got to where they are now. So what I'm asking you to do right now is to take action. Take action. Don't be paralyzed in fear. Make a decision, take action, do something. Do something that will change who you are now, and something that will bring you closer to the person that you want to be. And really, do not be paralyzed in fear or the feeling of uncertainty, because all those are doing for you is bringing you down and farther away from your goal. So that is all that I wanted to share with you guys today. I really encourage you to practice that muscle. You know, overcoming your fears is a muscle that you need to flex every single day. You practice it more and more, and it starts to get more and more comfortable for you to do. Everybody, like, you know, when you started walking, you didn't know how to walk. You just kept practicing every day until it became natural. So overcoming fears and taking actions is the exact same way. It all starts with something small, and you start building up and up from there. And then soon you'll be taking these crazy quantum leaps and achieving everything that you've ever wanted. So that is the homework that I'm leaving you here with today, is go find something that you can take action on right now and start changing your life. And if you haven't read it, I really highly recommend you to read this book. It is amazing. Thank you guys so much for sticking to the end of this video, and I hope that was helpful, and I hope you have a great day.